Hi, it's Gila Nehemia, sacred erotic love coach, poet, and author. It's night here, so I'm inside. I wanted to share something with regard to my previous video, and I wanted to see if I can make that a little bit clearer. Maybe that was not as clear as I would have liked it. I wanted to actually ask you if you know that you always have a choice in every situation that you're in. Because many times I used to feel that I didn't have a choice. Like I didn't really realize that every situation that I was in, I chose it. On even if it was a subconscious level, I didn't fully realize that, and sometimes, the victim part of me, the feeling that it happened to me rather than for me, it's a really big distinction because, for example, I got married and I really wanted children. That was really foremost in my mind. I just really wanted children. And, I had three beautiful kids with my husband. And I didn't, but I wasn't really, I wasn't really fully involved in the relationship. And that was my choice. I chose to do that. It wasn't forced upon me. Nobody made me do it. I chose that. And in retrospect, I realized that. But when I was in it, I didn't feel that I chose it. I felt like I had no choice. But the reality is you always have a choice. So if you ever feel like you go to a job and you're like, I have no choice, I must go. Sorry. It's not true. You actually always have a choice. You can stop going to the job. I was listening to Abraham Hicks the other day and they were saying the same thing. They were like, if you don't like your job, leave it. If you don't like the place you live, move. If you're not happy with your partner, separate. It's actually that simple. We say to ourselves we can't because, maybe we're financially dependent on the job. We come up with excuses. But that's actually an excuse. There's something underlying that excuse that you feel that if you did that, you don't know what's going to happen next. For example, I was in this relationship with my husband and I wanted to leave, but I was scared to go because I didn't know what was going to happen next. And I was afraid of the unknown. So I stayed. And then he ended up passing away. And I was left to take care of myself, which I did. But what I'm trying to say is that I always had the choice. I chose not to do it because of fear. And what I'd love for you to be with me on is that if I had chosen to leave earlier, everything probably would have been okay. It may have been some struggle, but it would have been fine. I would have stood up for myself and decided that it was more important to be courageous and live for myself than to be in fear. Because that's what courage is. It's about actually doing what you really desire to do. And you realize that fear is just a story. Because fear is just a story. You can get another job. You can have a better relationship. You can live in a different house. You can have everything that you're desiring. Are you willing to go all the way? Because if you aren't, you're going to stay where you are. And if you desire to go all the way, you're going to have everything that you desire. Because that's the law of attraction. That is the law of the universe. When you make a change, you always get there. You get where you want to go. If you want to go to the university and study, then you do it. You finish. You did what you desired. And then you want a good job, that's what you get. But if you want to live the most amazing life and you're not sure how to get there, well, then you need to follow your heart. And I can help you with that. Because that's what I did. And that's what I help my clients do. I help them to truly follow their heart and desires. To take them to the places that they know already because the framework is inside of their heart. And I know how to get there. I'm very emotional, I'm very sensitive, and I can read energy. So I'm able to figure out exactly what you need using your own intuition and your own universal wisdom. It's actually an amazing, amazing process. And when you say yes to you, that's when your whole life changes. And you can't ever think of going back. You can't, because you know what it was before and you know what it is now. And now it might be just a dream, but that dream is inside of you for a reason, for you to follow it. So if you're desiring more from your life and really desiring true, true love for yourself and your current or future partner, I know how to get you there. And I'd love for you to schedule a call, it's in the description, with me, and I will show you the way. We'll go on this sacred journey together. Because we do need to support each other in order for us to live that truly beautiful life, because that's the law of the universe. You know, we are independent to make these independent decisions to work together. If you're looking for true partnership, which I'm going to be talking about in my closed group, if you're looking for true partnership, that's an interdependent relationship where you're both independent and you work together to create a new reality. If that's something you're desiring, then I am inviting you to my program for 6 months, because that's exactly what you learn how to do. You're no longer alone on your own island, but you are working for the higher good, both of yourself and with your partner, which is actually the most amazing journey of your life. So if that's what you're desiring, I have the framework. I've been perfecting this over 15 years, and it's amazing. I've totally dedicated my life to it these past 2 years, and I've had the most amazing results, both myself and with my clients. So if that's something you want, no longer want to be stuck and no longer want to be in the same patterns of dissatisfaction, then schedule a call with me. And all of those worries can be put aside, because you can actually live from your heart space and no longer live in those limited beliefs of you can't, but believe that you can, because it all begins with your desire. I hope this resonated with you. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste, Om Shanti, Shalom.